wrestling brings mayhem to the Mecca. It's the Clash of the Champions. Wednesday, January 13th, sparks will fly in Thundercage. 8 men locked in the largest cage ever. 8 men with a score to settle. Street style. See Sting, Ron Simmons, Van Hammer, and Dustin Rhodes take on the Barbarian, Barry Windham, Rick Rude, and Van Vader. It's no ordinary fight. It's no ordinary cage. It's Thundercage. Plus, the Unified World Tag Team titles on the line. Ricky Steamboat and Shane Douglas defend their title against Brian Pillman and Steve Austin. And a bounty's at stake when Cactus Jack takes on Eric Watts. One cage of magnitude, 8 men with an attitude. Together in Thundercage. WCW's Clash of the Champions. Be there. Witness the mayhem at the Mecca.
All right, folks. It is going to be a much less painful edition, and I think that our last episode, that full disclosure I dropped today because in the chaos of my life I was like, wait, I really haven't fucking dropped the last Crockett pod. What am I doing with my life? And then I thought, you know what, that actually works out because now it feels like it's been like a clean 2 weeks between episodes. And full disclosure, I feel like this works better that way. I feel like it allows you and I to watch the shit. It breathes in us. I don't know what you think about that live on the pod. We're doing schedule conversation, but
you know what? It's just a thing also of this watch along is just weird because we didn't have a whole lot of shit we could find.
Right.
I mean, even the event itself of Clash 22.
Fuck.
It's easier to get into Fort Knox than to try to find this stuff. So we did finally get to watch it, but we only had some Saturday nights. Wasn't a lot of main events or anything like that.
No, nothing available anyway. And the main thing that I got out of this fucking watch through is how not excited I am about having to figure out how we're going to do this, like with footage, because there's no way that it gets easier to find, you know, and thank God. I hate to say this because I think it really is the beginning of the end of the WCW that I loved. Thank God we're getting into the Nitro era sooner than later because that's easier to manage. Then we have one show.
Yeah.
That's fucking it. Obviously, Thunder will be a bridge that we don't have to cross for quite some time because, hey, listen, I'm the whole gimmick of this podcast was my journey through figuring out the history of my favorite fucking wrestling promotion until I found ECW. Now that's a whole other can of worms that I don't have time, energy to get to.
WCW was your gateway drug.
100%. First thing I ever saw in wrestling ever technically was WWF, but it was just Jimmy Snuka walking to the ring at WrestleMania 5. And then my uncle's an idiot and he just fucking had taped over WrestleMania 5 apparently with Clash of Champions January 94. And I've said it before, but it's Vader and Rude against Flair and Sting in a tag. I mean, that's made for a 5-year-old's fucking brain. I'm like, Vader, Sting, Rude, the old guys here. I would realize later that Flair's great, but let's be real. So, yeah, WCW is my first favorite thing ever. And so,
if Vader and Sting is your thing, these last 3 like events we've been watching, it's so up your ass because that's all they're giving us.
That's it, man. But yeah, anyway, so that is what the whole genesis of this podcast was anyway, was like me trying to do my best to like piece together the history of WCW. And it's a personal thing more than anything. And then you come along and you're like, you know, I never watched this.
I'm old.
Yeah, you're like, hey, I remember some of it. I don't remember a lot of it, but I'm super into fucking AEW and I'm loving New Japan and all the shit that you watch. So it just works. And plus, let's be real. I fucking suck by myself. I'm god awful. If you go back and listen to some of those pods, man, I'm fucking terrible.
Suck by yourself. Every high school boy's dream. Am I right, people?
Yeah, and I'm not Marilyn Manson. I didn't get the ribs removed, so it's not looking too good for this fat boy from fucking Gentry. So, anyway, this is a very long way of me getting to where we're getting where. But it just scarce. It is, folks. So there might be a point here where we got to like, hey, there's no TVs, but there's the event, you know?
I feel like, I mean, we're kind of hitting, yeah. So, I mean, we basically have like 2 or 3 weeks of shows that we kind of watched. And then we get to the Clash, which will be Bill Watts' last event, I think, right? Because won't it be the
Yes.
next event's Eric's? And so I feel like going forward, once you get into that Bischoff era, it might be more there. Like the Bill Watts era is kind of like we either go 80 to 84 Saturday Night Live with Gene Dumont on the mic
Yeah.
there, or that one where like Lauren Michaels comes back for that one year
Yeah, that
and
was,
has like Martin Short and Billy Crystal and all that in the cast
I
before
think
they
that's
moved on. That's
85.
kind of what Bill Watts. That's kind of what that Bill Watts era is. It's just like this little blip in the middle,
Yeah.
and now we get to Eric Bischoff, which basically goes until death, right? So we're kind of in the
Mhm.
last gatekeeper until the grave.
Which is crazy. And I feel like, well, and we'll, yeah, this can be like the Bill Watts fucking eulogy, right? Because next week or next
Thank God,
show,
man.
next show we have another one though, because this was Jim Ross's last WCW appearance, but we can save that for then because I mean, Super Brawl's huge. We got a lot happening. We got a lot of returns. We got a lot of debuts. Just from the little bit that I remember of it. But Bill Watts, what would you say if we're going to immortalize his run as WCW head? What's his biggest thing?
The first Black World Champion who never headlined an event.
True. But man,
I
yeah,
mean, that's basically the thing you'd go with, right? Otherwise, if you like one word to describe it, I'd say confusing. I mean, the first half of the Watts run is trying to figure out the top rope rules and what's the disqualification. Like that's the first half of it, and then the second half is him trying to get his son over. Neither one's enjoyable.
yeah. For me, I think it's going to be Bill Watts, the rule cuck. You know, the rule kink, the rule cuck, whatever, however you want to word it. It just every week was a new fucking rule, a new problem, a new rule that now you have made them change because of the hotline poll, and he is like shoot pissed on TV about it. Um, yeah, and Ron, and man, I mean the most, and it goes into our shows because we start on the 1-2 Saturday night with the announcement, breaking news, and it was done so shitty. Like fuck Ron, who cares? We don't even have footage till next week. By the way, that's the other one that's fucking crazy. All we have is hey, so on the 30th of December in Baltimore, the same they made a point to be like the same city that he fucking won it in, he lost it. And it's like, cool. So that's the one consistent thing about his title run.
If you want to see title changes, go to those Baltimore house shows. Apparently,
You know, it is also a bigger conversation about how that is a dead art in wrestling, the house show title change and creating the intrigue with it. And man, I don't know. It's like I feel bad. I've been saying like Ron still has the title. What are we doing? And I keep saying like, oh, this next one will be the last Ron episode for us. And it is. I didn't realize it drug on so badly.
Ron and Rick would have been a cool thing that would have happened, right? Like that would have been like the one redeeming. Finally, we got to Ron and a good with a worthy challenger. He hasn't had a worthy challenger this whole run. So like Rick would have been the first one. It could have really established something for him.
Absolutely. And it, you know, two ships passing in the night. There's a lot of that happens obviously too. Bill Watts, a huge Flair guy as well. So it does make you wonder like what were the initial Flair plans? Cuz you know that was sort of the initial contact. I can't imagine it not being. I'd have to look up the I'm actually going to do that right now. I would be interested to see Flair's last Raw cuz I know it's a loser leave town with Perfect. Actually,
Yeah, check. I'll start hitting the show.
yeah, let's do it in the shit.
Yeah, Vader's champ. We just dropped that at the beginning of the show.
Yep.
Cool. Got a new champ. Cactus and Barbarian take on Z-Gun. Barbarian wins with a kick to the head, which is pretty funny. Z-Gun is basically just jobbers already. They try to make them a big deal for like 2 weeks. Now they're just jobbers.
Oh my god. Yes.
Oh, then we get a chance to talk to Howard Schellenberger. which is 1 minute of nothing.
Yeah.
He's a former football coach. Apparently, coached Eric and has to come out and blow smoke about how great Eric is because we are seeing he's not amazing. But maybe if they tell us he's amazing, we'll believe it eventually. And then we get Eric Watts versus Mustafa Saeed from Morocco. So exotic.
Dude, this was crazy. Mustafa Saeed for those ECW marks. He's Mustafa from the Gangstas.
Cactus with Tony. Cactus and Tony with Teddy.
Terrible.
Oh, Tony Atlas. Tony Atlas.
Yeah.
And there's a bounty out on Eric because Eric is so dangerous with his STF. There's a bounty out to eliminate Eric. He's just going through fools like Arn Anderson.
Fucking
Just
terrible.
making him possibly retire from wrestling Eric Watts. He's so dangerous.
Yeah.
They give us talk about Rick and Starcade. Give us the first U.S. Tournament match. We got the U.S. tourney going during this time, so we wrap that up also. We get Barry and Brian with Tony. They're basically setting up the Hollywood Blondes. Barry Windham's like, hey, you two scumbags, come here. Brian meets Steve, Steve meets Brian. You guys are two scumbags. You're going to love each other. And so Barry's like, I'm going after the U.S. title. You guys go after the tag titles.
Got it.
And then I don't know if we see Barry with them again.
No. This was really interesting to me because
it was a pass-off.
Yeah, and I didn't understand that the Hollywood Blondes began literally with the Barry Windham sort of like, hey, I know this guy. I think you and him, there's a thing here. And it is cool, and it is very like heel douche move, which I do love. The whole like matchmaker of two pieces of shit coming together to ruin the tag division.
He kicks dogs, you kick cats. It's a perfect match.
Very interesting. I do have that date on that Raw Loser Leave, by the way. It actually happened. Well, okay, it was taped on the 18th of January. So just a few days after our clash is when Flair. So yeah, clearly he would have had to have been talking to Bill Watts. But yeah, we'll obviously get to him in the next episode there and going forward. Kind of a crazy time in wrestling. That's, by the way, the third, just to make everyone feel old, by the way, that Loser Leave with Flair, third episode of Raw. So just fucking insane to think about.
I mean, that's interesting, right? Because now we're getting Raw, where it's like they're putting on real matches. A Loser Leaves. And to see how we start upping the ante on this end of it. We do get U.S. tourney first round, Vinny versus Dustin. Dustin wins via Bulldog. Later on, we'll be getting Tony Atlas versus Van Hammer, which I think we've all been clamoring for. We're just going to call them the Blondes. They're not being recognized as the Blondes yet. So the Blondes take on Santo and Nelson, who put up a decent fight actually in this match. It's like they're tagging together the first time. They don't know what the fuck to do. They're losing to Santo and Nelson, who like also have maybe tagged 3 times. So eventually they win. I didn't think they were going to pull that out. They go over a whole bunch of Sting versus Vader from 92.
Yes.
Kind of run us through that story again if we hadn't been here. Hammer takes on Tony Atlas for the U.S. title. Apparently arm wrestling is more important than titles to Tony Atlas is kind of the vibe I'm getting. He's just really mad he didn't go into the arm wrestling tournament. I hope by the end of our episode, his dreams will come true. There's a trip and pin. Tony Atlas wins. Cactus is outside the ring. So we'll get Tony Atlas versus Dustin next week. Arn's talking to Jesse. There's a 4 Horsemen mention. And he talks about Bill Watts isn't going to be resigning him because there's beef with Eric and there's a bounty and all this kind of stuff. So Arn's not getting re-signed. I'm sure that'll go through. We get Barry versus Johnny V. Bad also for the U.S. title. Medusa comes out. Maybe she's scouting or something. What's Medusa right now? She got Paul and Rick basically, right?
Yeah,
that's her crew. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think either of these guys fit that vibe unless Johnny goes under a major transformation.
Goes under a hood.
Johnny's top rope sunset flip is awesome because I think I've seen it work once. But for the most part, it just turns into a bad thing. It does here. Barry rolls
Yeah.
him over. It just gives him this awesome clothesline.
Oh,
And
it's fucking brutal.
Barry's busting out that elevated DDT, and
Oh, dude.
it looks fucking awesome.
I had no
And they let us know.
idea. Barry Windham invented the Impaler DDT, man. That's what this is right here. And he fucking
It
drills you.
looks dope. Let us know Thundercage is on the way. Tony is with Shane Douglas in the Dragon. Shane's healing it up a bit, especially next to Ricky. I guess next to Ricky, like ketchup looks spicy.
Yeah.
And Dragon is in a tournament, but he's reassuring Shane that his number one priority is still the tag titles.
Don't you worry, blonde-haired god.
Don't worry,
Yeah.
Shane, who's already showing some heel tendencies. I'm still on these tag titles. And the Dragon takes on Danny Spivey. The winner will get Barry.
Yeah.
And I don't have notes on the match, just no Dragon wins, which is a travesty. But whatever.
Yeah, you're big. I
Let my boy down.
You'd be a big, dangerous Dan Mark here, and he had a great showing with Ricky. I thought he really kept with pace with Steamboat, which I mean says a lot even for '93. So it was really good. Just put like it was a really awesome, simple David Goliath match. Great crossbody for the win. Yeah, and that's the setup for a 1-9 here. And we open up with old Marcus Alexander Bag whooping up on Bob Cook. And I mean, I can't hate anything anymore right now unless fucking Z-Man and Johnny Gunn came out and fucking, rubbed abs with this motherfucker.
Formed a trio. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, man. We had a huge recap of the U.S. title shit from last week. Like, this episode is the most filler-ass episode. Like, you can just tell the wheels are falling off. I don't know if the Watts story, the racist comment
This episode right here is like 40% of ours. Our episode that we're recording right now is like 40% video recaps.
Yes.
100%. Especially when you get to the Clash. The Clash is like 50% video recap.
Yeah. And again, video recap. We finally get the drop of the finish of the world title match. We now have the full match. That has come out now on the WWE Vault channel, which was interesting to watch. It was fine. But it's interesting because they like really sell the Ron's hurt. It's the only reason he lost. We're not giving up on him. Well, I'm not hopeful. I know how this ends. Yeah, then we have another Van Hammer squash. Didn't need it. And then a promo. We didn't need that more than we didn't need him wrestling. And then fucking look who won the pony. Johnny Gunn and Z-Man is here. They're here to whoop some male strippers. I think there's male stripper heat here. And they do their deal. Yeah, they do their deal. I hated it. I hated every minute of it. Then this is like weird with Tony Atlas and Cactus. Their promo heating on Dustin and Eric Watts. And then they just get laid out. Dustin and Eric just run in and lay him out. And I'm like, what? What are we doing here? Like, we had a baby face. We'll get to it deeper. The way they deal with Cactus here is such a fucking clusterfuck. Like, what are we doing? And it's been that way for a while, but they really pivot big in this fucking deal. Holy shit.
Very out of nowhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere. Basically, it's just like, oh, the biggest scumbags like turned on Cactus, and now, I guess he's a good guy now.
It sucked. Too Cold's on TV, though. He ruled. Wrestling Mustafa Saeed. Mustafa getting a lot of job work in Atlanta at this time. Good for him. I thought it was fine. Scored, he rules. Should have won every fucking belt. Didn't, though. And then we get the sit down with Barry and Shivani. And I say it later with the Vader one. Like, this motherfucker looks like a little kid with their dad at the parent-teacher conference. Like, I don't know who dressed Tony Schiavone in January 93. I hope to God it wasn't Lois's wife, because she was slacking in this fucking department. He literally looked like a kid that's at church that his mom threw a suit on. And this is just how Barry is describing how, hey man, Steve and Brian, they just have a thing, I can't explain it, and they need to be together. So we're doing that. And then I'm going to whip up on fucking Dustin and Steamer. I'm getting the U.S. title. Oh, okay, Barry. We hear you, buddy. And that was it. And it was interesting too with this whole thing with the blondes and Barry is rare that you see an angle where essentially a heel just sort of steps out of the way and gives another heel an opportunity. You almost never see that. You see him like hire a goon, but like very rarely do you go, hey, you know what? I suck at tag wrestling. Basically the promo here was I suck at tag wrestling. And even though I just had the tag titles with Dustin, so Brian, I suck. I'm not dependable. You need Stunning Steve.
He's more your speed, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, he looks better than me. I mean, he wrestles better than me.
I still have to miss the weekends going to visit my dad in the Pokey, So yeah, get Steve. Just take Steve. Yeah,
I'm busy. I got a couple bills I got to cash. Then we had this was another one. It wasn't the Battle of the Underdogs. It was the Battle of the Bullies. And this was a strange combo. I was right with the first one. I was like, oh, yeah, that works with Tex and Shanghai. Yeah, okay. Who are they wrestling? Oh, the known bullies, a.k.a. the goof heel fucking chicken shit guys, DDP and Vinny Vegas.
They are bullies, though. I don't remember in what way. It's been a while. Now, yeah, they just been clowns now, basically, yeah.
I mean, I guess they just fucking made fun of Johnny B. Bad. So Dusty was like, they're bullies, baby. They made fun of my Johnny B. Bad. So this was honestly kind of awesome. I watched this last night and I was like, this rules. This fucking kicks ass. And then the finish is interesting. We have a hanging. And then while the hanging is going on, we have a disgusting chair shot to the face for a double DQ. So I loved it. Battle of the Bullies. I hope it sticks around, and I hope it just it does end up with
every Battle of the Bullies is just a double DQ
and double DQ off of stiff fucking weapon shots. That's what I need in my WCW right now. And then again, the ultimate sit down is Shivani and Vader, and and I will put it in the post for this show. The fucking image of Vader sitting fucking right up on Shivani next to him. It is so absurd. It's planes, trains, and automobiles. It's everything awesome about visual comedy.
And it's weird because Vader is very nice to Tony, right?
Yes.
He very seems like he respects Tony. He's almost like Mr. Shivani. And it's just kind of funny to me because Vader just usually a mad beast, angry, screaming. He's a bull, and with Tony Schiavone, he's kind of nice. He's kind of sweet. He's kind of a sweet guy. But Vader's back where he belongs. He's spitting fire when he talks. He's there's mist around him. I think there's electricity happening around him when he talks. He's got the title back, which he really never should have lost. Things are good again, hopefully. Maybe.
I said, this is the full force Vader that we think of when we think of WCW top guy Vader. It's this shit going forward. Thank fucking God. So it's a great promo too, where he's like, I only listen to Harley because he's the only guy to listen to. He's a 7-time world champion. And I was like, hey, you know what? To be honest, bars. I mean, let's be real. He's not wrong. And you got to remember in 93, that was still a big fucking deal. Nobody had these 520 title reigns. They were like, oh, fuck. You had the title 3 times like Dusty? No, that's another one too. Everyone's like, oh, Dusty, he won the title like the one. No, brother, you win the title 3 times? That's a fucking big deal in the 80s and 90s. So that was cool. Vader's already 2-time. Fucking epic. What was not epic was what followed. Tony Atlas and Dustin Rhodes. I am convinced Tony doesn't have joints in his knees. He can't fucking bend those knees. He's definitely not fucking taking a bump for you. This was rough.
I'm doing any concept how Tony entered the company. What was what they just he just showed up. He even showed up late for the arm wrestling tournament, like
Yes.
by like a week or two. So they bring him in, just kind of stick him as a barnacle on Cactus's ass.
Yeah.
And the rest of the time, every time he has a match, they just tell us how mad he isn't in the arm wrestling tournament.
I think it was Bill Watts going, you know who used to be really over 520 years ago on the Superstation in Georgia Championship? Was that kid, Tony Atlas. Well, the problem is now the kid, Tony Atlas, was a middle-aged man struggling. I'll put it that way, okay? So
he was like a 40-year-old man with a 60-year-old man's body.
A 40-year-old not at all virgin in any aspect of his life is the issue with Tony Atlas right here, I believe. Dustin wins. It is quick, thank God. I wish I could say painless. It was not painless. It was rough to watch. And then we get the goods. And then right after that, we get into like a little promo with Ricky and Barry. Or no, Ricky and Shane. And, you know, he again says for some reason, like we needed him to, that, no, I really am focused on the tag titles. I promise you. Anyway, I'm going to go wrestle Barry in this tournament for a singles title. And so it rules. This match is exactly what you want. In a really awesome match. Fucking Steamboat sells everything like he's dying. Barry has that fucking just mean streak like he had in 89. And it can't be WCW, though, without a shitty ref bump and a stupid finish. And that's what we get here, folks, because it's a fucking DQ win for Steamboat. So again, WCW, biggest problem now is the same problem it was at the end when it was dying. You have the angle right in front of you. The angle here is Dustin Barry for the U.S. title. That's the angle. But instead, you have the tag champion Steamboat that has fuck all, nothing to do with nothing in this with Dustin. Two baby faces that neither of them need to turn. Neither of them need any morsel of heel, anything element to them. And now you're going to force that on one of them. Good job. Bizarre.
I mean, I guess it's that thing where it's like, oh, well, you thought you were going to predict that bracket. Fooled you. Yeah, but it's just so weak. Yeah, at the end, ref gets kicked outside the ring. The wrestling inside the ring. Barry tosses Ricky over the ropes, and the ref finally opens his eyes. Just in time to disqualify him. Cool. Awesome. One thing I was shocked by at the end, so Barry's attacking Ricky outside, and then Shane shows up for the save, and the Blondes come out, and Dustin comes out. And they gave us the brawl without running out of time.
They did.
So I wanted to applaud that real fast. I probably assumed it was going to be running out of time, but they actually gave it to us. Because then afterwards, Teddy talks to the Blondes. Only thing I've written down here is "Shut up, Teddy." I think Steve says that to Teddy.
Shut up, Teddy. Hell, I'm from Hollywood. Can't you hear it in my voice? Yeah, that was great. I mean, I don't hate the fuckery like ending with everyone fucking brawling, but God, what a weird finish. But here we are, folks.
Did you watch the 116 Worldwide?
I did not watch the 116 Worldwide.
Okay.
Was it bizarre?
Let me hit this.
Yeah.
I watched it before, I guess, everything else before we decided what we were going to watch, or maybe one was going to arrive. I was supposed to watch the Worldwides, and I think this is the only one available.
Yeah.
And that's why we both watched Saturday nights. 116 Worldwide. They let us know new world champ. Boom. They let us know Eric Watts is Rookie of the Year from Bill Apter.
Yeah.
Arn is still after Eric. And then there's basically like a scuffle on VHS tape. I think out in the street. Eric was meeting a child in a park or something. I don't know why. And then Arn shows up to beat him up, and it's on VHS tape. It's horrible.
That is an infamous angle, though, actually. This is where I can actually school you just a bit about that nothing angle to you. Set the proto-internet ablaze, apparently. People were all about Arn whipping up Eric. But to be fair, if you think about it, the production was much different than wrestling at the time. The on location element. It looked cool, was shot cool. The content's not so much.
Yeah. Eric just with a little girl for whatever reason. I'm disappointed there's still no mustache on Tony.
Oh,
We get the Wrecking Crew versus Joey Maggs and Johnny Rich. Most inspirational wrestler is Ron Simmons.
of course.
The show's Ron's loss. Mr. Wonderful takes on Bagwell. They let us know about Super Brawl 3.
Mm-hmm.
Z-Guns take on the Blondes.
Mm.
Z-Man kicks a leaping Pillman, which is pretty awesome. And then there's a drop kick assisted stun gun, which is pretty cool.
Wow.
And then we get Vader and Harley with Jesse. Vader wants the King of Cable. Who can possibly challenge Vader? You know, that's my question. Who could possibly challenge Vader probably at this point? So that was our worldwide. Now we are on to our Clash.
Strange all around. It is the return to Milwaukee. That was where Jesse debuted. They talk about that, which is interesting. But we got to start with the very start, which is perhaps, if I'm not wrong, this is the last image of Bill Watts on WCW TV. And strangely enough, he's talking about his son getting arrested. That is another element of what you just talked about. That's the arrest. It's all a work. So the arrest was him and Arn doing the thing on Worldwide, not Saturday night. So again, what are we doing here?
And another thing is, as we get into this event, there's a whole other story that happened on Worldwide that we didn't get to see anything about on Saturday night, which was the Cactus Jack, Paul Orndorff, Vader kind of turning on Cactus thing. Like, we didn't touch on that at all in those Saturday nights, I don't think.
No.
And that's when we get to this event, all of a sudden, it's just kind of sudden.
It's fucking crazy. And this was also priority to Bill Watts. Van Vader's hurt. He had surgery. He hates to miss it. So, of course, Tony Atlas does still need to arm wrestle. This is imperative to our television show. So he will be wrestling Vinny Vegas left hand only, which we'll get to it. There's going to be a lot of conversation about left hands. It's WCW, folks. And then
hey, this crowd paid for an arm wrestling match. They are getting a fucking arm wrestling match.
They paid for a fucking arm wrestling match in Milwaukee, you motherfuckers. And then, of course, we didn't have enough of the Watts family. We kick it back to the back with Larry Z with Eric Watts. I'm done. At this point, start of the show, you wonder why the ratings are in the tank. This is what you fucking lead off with. And it's just the same wooden promo he always cuts about, I understand my old man. He's in a tough spot, and he had to suspend me. All right, buddy.
Yeah, he's out there in the most like offensive looking shirt.
Yeah.
The fashions at this point are not great. Eric Watts sets a new level of bad fashion. And he's suspended tonight, and he's very upset because this is going to be his biggest opportunity.
Yeah.
And I kind of remember him giving me fucking director's commentary on a U.S. title opportunity. So, like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro?
Well, Rick Rude's not here to give him that U.S. title match. That would have been the biggest opportunity, you know.
Also, not sure if you're aware or not, but apparently Cactus is a face now, so you probably wouldn't have been wrestling him anyways. I don't know. We don't know what the fuck's happening anymore.
You don't know. Big opportunity. You just don't know what those opportunities, Jim. Maybe Cactus would have stayed. You know what? Eric Watts is such a fucking magnetic force in WCW. He would have kept Cactus heel.
I'm trying to figure out, is this the point where I started going down the Wikipedia hole to see when
that's dangerous.
To see when the Wattses were going to be out of my life, because I was like, oh, Bill's gone soon.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh, well, surely that means Eric will be out the door shortly after. And the answer is no. That is not true, Jim, at all.
Apparently, Eric B., big fan of Eric Watts. I mean, obviously, they share a name. They don't share a C, unfortunately. Eric, of course, Watts with a K. We're done with that conversation. All right, so we're getting into JR, Jesse at ringside. It's very morose as usual, but we know now that JR is out the fucking door. So very interesting as well. Another one, JR and Flair in and out, just passing each other. So
Do they know JR is out the door?
I don't know, but I do know that JR knows because he's pretty obviously fucking phoning it in here. And I mean, when this is your first match, Cactus and Johnny B. Bad for the 475th time, I don't really blame him. I don't have a lot here. It is what it is.
I basically, it's this thing where I don't think Johnny goes to the top rope much.
Nah.
So when he does go up, you know the move he's gonna do.
Yeah.
And so Cactus, Johnny goes for his off the top rope sunset flip. Cactus just steps to the left. Johnny misses. Cactus drops his elbow, wins the match.
Yeah, it was weird.
That would have been Eric's amazing opportunity right there.
And apparently this was also Cactus's big, hey, he's a babyface already to you guys. Here he is. And Johnny's not even a heel. Whatever. I call what happens this night with Shivani the Nest Reports because it looks like he's in like the fucking Eagle's Nest of ECW fame. He's just the fuck out of there. He is in... I'm going to quote a movie. This is like a very inside thing with me and my wife, but it is fucking funny if you know the movie The Other Guys, where he's at Bed Bath & Beyond, and he's like, come on, guys. It's Bed Bath & Beyond, not Bed Bath & Way the fuck out there. That's where we're at with Shivani. That's where they parked Shivani tonight. Way the fuck out there.
My favorite like undercover line in that is,
yeah,
you learn to dance that way sarcastically?
Oh, that's a good one. Or the you enjoy singing these songs? Fucking unbelievable. Anyway, that's what, you know what? Let's pivot. Fucking WCW sucks. Let's just be in the Other Guys podcast.
We'll pitch our sequel.
Yeah. So Nest Report here, he's telling us about Muta won the NWA World Title in Japan. That is on our what is it? Fucking Supercard 3, I assume is what that is. That's a whole other can of worms. I don't know. I even want to bother to.
They're really keeping us up to date on the NWA Japanese Championship title scene, huh?
Yeah, they're like, hey, this was one of the odd times WCW really does feel like they are invested in a working agreement with New Japan. Like, things are good. No one comes in and looks like a goof, really, other than Kensuke Sasaki. That was kind of weird. But other than that, it's like, hey, we want to work with you. And then again, we go into guys that they should have worked with that. Too Cold Scorpio. He has a beating that he lays down on Scotty Flamingo. I had no idea he was still here.
Let's rewind that back real
shit.
fast. Because we get some really bad, some videotape again, some VHS.
Oh,
and it's little black children like in a basketball court,
I forget
in the ghetto or something.
Yes,
as they love to say, right? It's in the ghetto or the hood, one or the other. And I'm like, is this a commercial?
Yeah.
Or is this part of the show? And then they start breaking into like music, and then with the shitty video production, I immediately said, "This is WCW and not a commercial." And it's Too Cold has his dancing gimmick. It's however long this is, it's way too long. But it's Too Cold like dancing in a basketball court. I think he tells the kids don't do drugs because that's kind of our go-to. But yeah, they're Too Cold Scorpio's in-ring presentation, a 10.
Yep.
Okay. Once the bell rings, his in-ring presentation is a 10.
Uh-huh.
Everything pre-bell ring, such as his dancing in the ring beforehand or this music video, is a -2. But yes, Too Cold versus Scotty Flamingo. I got no notes except for Too Cold with the win because that move is so fucking cool.
Oh yeah, 450 kills.
If you're a kid, that's what you want to see.
Of course, he is made for the kids that are watching WCW 93. I said there's
little
glimmers.
homies.
Yeah, there's glimmers of good, but mostly this is a means to an end. This is just get old fucking Scotty / Johnny Polo the fuck out of here. Send him to New York Express. Fuck this. Then we finally get the thing that we didn't get, which was the whole backstory with Orndorff, Cactus, and all that, which I thought was fine. But again, no mention at all on Saturday night. what the fuck? Like, there is a two different. It might as well be a brand split almost. The worldwide Saturday Night universe. It's fucking weird. I don't know what they're thinking.
That happened with 10. I guess we only really got the one episode in the meantime.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. It's so weird. But like I said, I mean, I was like, oh, okay, that's a whole story we missed there by not having access to those episodes. But yeah, basically they beat the crap out of Cactus for whatever reason.
Don't like him.
Cactus, I think Cactus put his hands on Harley. It was,
oh yeah,
and so everybody just beat Cactus's ass. And the next match we get,
here we go,
Brad Armstrong versus Chris Benoit.
Yep.
And this is a thing.
It is a thing. I mean, it's a great match. You know, it is also. I did write down like it is no wonder this motherfucker like took over everyone's brains with his style. Great. It's like a total contrast to what's going on right now in the States.
This is such a good match with so many things that you definitely didn't see at the time. And Benoit, at one point in the match, Brad's on the apron, on the edge of the ring, which is the hardest part of the ring, as we now know.
Mm.
Benoit leaps from in the ring, leaps to the turnbuckle. He leaps off the turnbuckle, jumping to the floor. He spins, I feel like, in the illogical way.
Yeah.
He spins like his body spins around. So he spins around and clotheslines Brad with his left arm, I believe. And Chris lands on the floor. It's like, I don't see that done in wrestling right now. People do different moves like that. But how Chris Benoit did this move, I don't know if I've ever seen it done like that.
You probably
because he
haven't.
just does this weird ass spin, and like I said, it's illogical to me how he spun. I had to rewind it, and I was like, oh, he went like that way to do the clothesline when he jumped off, like, because his back was there. It was such a cool thing. Chris did so many fucking cool, interesting things in this match. And I know we're going to have that awkward thing. And I'm just going to say, he's a scumbag. I'm going to talk about him as a wrestler. He did a great job in the ring.
Right.
But for this and then he won. He does a German suplex with a bridge that is bigger than the Brooklyn Bridge.
Yeah.
It's like a parabola. It's like the St. Louis Arch. Like, he gets this arch on this fucking suplex. And it's just like, I see why you got that pin.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But you did that move better than anybody at this time.
Easily. Yeah, because Fujinami's not Fujinami of old at this point, and he invented the move. I mean, yeah, you said it. You said everything that needs to be said about the guy, right? Like, I'm not going to sit here, and I really am a big opponent of acting like something never happened because things go bad or a tragedy occurs. I think that's really silly. I think that doesn't help anybody, to be really honest. It doesn't. You need the context. You need to understand the severity of life. I think we tend to live in this sort of like bubble that we created ourselves for whatever reasons, and I think we got to really sort of shake that, especially when you're looking at something like pro wrestling, because there are no moral high grounds when you're talking about professional fucking wrestling, man. Like, we could go down a slope and we would never stop. So yeah, he was a great wrestler. That's what we are interested in talking about anyway, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we had that, and then something really crazy, and this feels like really earth changing for WCW and very like out of the blue. We fucking get Shivani just pitching, hey, Rock and Roll Express, you remember him? And hey, by the way, they've been wrestling Smoky Mountain. Here's a video of Smoky Mountain, and we get Smoky Mountain on WCW TV for the first time ever.
Yeah, they won the Smoky Mountain Tag Championships from the Heavenly Bodies, and they let us know that Rock and Roll Express will be at Super Bowl III. They've reunited.
Yeah.
And, I mean, so now we got, like, NJPW. We got, I mean, this is like a Forbidden Door shit in, like, 93, right? And so, yeah, just let know Rock and Roll will be back a little bit. And so, yeah, I guess getting us excited for that, because there's literally no other tag teams that we're really excited about right now.
Yeah.
We will be fighting shortly, but not right now. And then Jesse Ventura and his
Here
arm
we
wrestling.
go, baby. Left arm. Yeah, so fucking Jesse is just in his element with this arm wrestling shit. He's all about the rules. Again, he didn't give a fuck about a wrestling match. You could hit somebody in the fucking patella with a chain and he doesn't give a fuck. But arm wrestling, there better be one leg down and you better have your grips in the fucking donut or whatever the fuck he's saying. So he won't shut the fuck up about how it's left hand only. And I'm just like, Jesse, we're starting to find things out about you, brother, that I don't want to know. Because he is just like weird about it. Like, it is weird at one point. Now remember, it's the left arm. And I'm like, we know. So then this whole thing, we've built Tony Atlas as this bad motherfucker. He's so tough. He's so strong. Vinny Vegas just beats him. He just beats him.
No, wait, it is long. It goes. I recorded. I watched
crazy
because of how we had to watch it.
Yeah.
I went back and I ended up watching it again, kind of. And so the arm wrestling match itself is 1:21. And so it's a pretty intriguing arm wrestling match. It's kind of back and forth, but yeah, in the end, Vinny wins. Jesse does reassure us during the match that I can tell Vinny's left-handed.
Oh yeah, which I'm like, whoa, very weird. He wins, and then I'm thinking here. I go, God, how much further can you go? That you lose to Vinny Vegas in early '93 WCW, and we know that he's Diesel in WWF by like June of '93. So he's out the door, and you're losing to him.
This arm wrestling match is probably what totally sold Vince on it.
I don't know. I don't know when. All I know, the story that everyone says is like Sean told him, like, hey man, watch this Vinny Vegas kid. So honestly, knowing how Vince is, yeah, it wouldn't be his wrestling. He fucking sucked. And here we go.
Speaking of fucking sucked, how about the rest of the show?
Dude, how about this vignette? I'm going to put it up, of course, on every social media, because the fucking announcement of the White Castle of Fear with Vader shirtless with the fake snow that looks not like snow. Okay, it looks a lot like that left hand fucking arm wrestling contest. My wife looked over right as that started and she goes, first off, she's like, what the fuck are you watching? What is that? And I was like, gay porn. But after I said that, I was like, I'm just joking. It's not gay porn. It is wrestling. And then full disclosure, my wife always says this. She's like, what's the difference? Which, again, another reason why, if you're like a bigoted,
honestly, the shorts,
dude, another reason why, if you're a bigoted wrestling fan, it really just does not make any sense, because we all should admit that it's so gay. You know what I mean? Like, this is a very gay medium of entertainment, and it's beautiful.
What about a crotch in a face is gay?
Come on. What about somebody's tits smacking somebody else's tits, or wieners touching? Come on, man. But anyway,
it definitely seems like Vader is like making his own music video at the mall.
Yeah,
it shows the snow background.
It's amazing. It's so good. He rules here, and I just asked, like, why did we need it? Why did we need the snow? But hey,
there is so much video in this. So Tony lets us know that it's Super Brawl. There'll be Sting versus Vader, and I write down yay. Yeah. And I think here they basically give us like the whole history of Sting versus Vader for like 5 to 10 minutes, or what it felt like that. So they just kind of do that for a while, and then they give us a recap of the U.S. tourney.
Yeah,
for some more recap. It's just fucking wild how much recap shit they're doing on this show. And the funny thing is, like, if they were more informative in those weeks, maybe it would have been helpful. Like,
yeah.
You guys have no clue what's going on. Next up, the Wrecking Crew, Rage and Fury versus Z-Gun. Rage and Fury win.
I was so happy about this. This made my fucking night, because we all know I fucking hate Z-Man. And Johnny Gunn, I'm like, I almost feel bad for, because he's with Z-Man. And so I see this and I'm like, oh, fucking here we go. Another classic Zeman fucking and crew squash win. And then no. And then it's better because the Wrecking Crew just no sells everything. Johnny Gunn does a dive to the floor that the Wrecking Crew guy just fucking stands up from. And he's like, what's up? And I was like, these are my favorite wrestlers I think that have ever existed. So, unfortunately, I don't think
the great thing is, I'm sure they'll be here 2 episodes.
Yeah, of course. Well, Bad
Rage and
Breed,
Fury
all
seem like
that.
2 guys that are sticking around.
Yeah, I'm always a fan of those assholes that never stay around. So that's fucking cool. And then we have another great Brian and Steve promo. And it's funny because Pillman says in this promo, which I think is very, very not only correct, but interesting. Tonight's going to be the birth of 2 legends. And I'm like, he's not fucking wrong, because this is the beginning of the first thing that really catches fire for both of them in their career. On this level, there's no doubt. Like, yes, Steve was the longest reigning television champion when that title meant jack shit. So it's like, that wasn't really even a push. That was just like a way to keep him relevant in the Dangerous Alliance for a while. This feels like he's finally part of something that is not just, hey, he's included, which is crazy. So neat fucking promo. And then we get into like the most Warriors ass shit imaginable.
Okay.
In a bad way.
First of all, what is our currently scheduled main event? Sting, Dustin, and who on that team?
Sting, Dustin, and
Ron?
Yes, Ron.
Okay. And one other?
It was Cactus, but he got beat up. So there's going to be 4 on 3.
Cactus was originally on the team.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, we've got Van Vader, we've got Barbarian, we got Mr. Wonderful, and we've got, who's our 4th?
I don't remember. Like, I think that was Cactus too. I think it's that, like, fucking contrived. I really think Cactus at one point was part of either team.
The other team
Rude.
Is Barry, Paul, Vader, and Barbarian. Because in this segment, what happens is, so they have a 4-3 advantage because Cactus Jack is injured, so they have an advantage. And what does Harley and the crew do? They beat the shit out of Barbarian because he's friends with Cactus.
Yeah.
And Jesse's like, "What the fuck are you doing? I do had a 1-man advantage, and now you don't." So yeah, that was pretty funny. The brains of the operation working there. Anything on that segment?
No.
There was the Cruncher. The Cruncher. I think the Cruncher thought his ass was going to get beat.
Yeah.
And then the Barbarian got his ass beat.
He was so happy. It sucked. I think this is fucking stupid. It's like, literally tell us that you're fucking shitting on the whole gimmick premise of what you're doing, and you have no fucking clue what you're doing. It was like, did Barb get hurt? Did Barb say, fuck you, I'm not signing? Like, what happened here? Because it's also just random with him, and I don't know how long he is in this world. Because I want to say he's out of this motherfucker and like doing Germany tours or some shit by like 94. So anyway, it's the shits. It's WCW 101. And then, of course, we get a Super Brawl, super cut of everything that's ever happened on a Super Brawl.
Well, first we get is 1 year of Jesse. Congratulations, Jesse.
That was neat.
For 1 year. And then, they give us a Super Brawl highlight reel. And apparently the second most important thing to show us was Missy Hyatt getting sexually harassed.
Yes. I wonder why she sued.
I know that's in my top 3 favorite Super Brawl moments is seeing Stan Hansen come out of a shower.
Yeah. I love that.
That's what I wanted to revisit in my mental Polaroids.
Top moments in Super Brawl history, Jim.
But they show us Sid. They show us Sting and Lex versus Steiners. They show us Flair. So kind of give us remember how things used to be. Remember when things were good. It's gonna get there again, guys. Don't worry.
Promise you.
Larry's talking to Dean and the Dragon, who will be taking on the Blondes. They make a very big deal to us. That's a 30-minute time limit.
Yes. Remember that.
This makes me remember how I used to joke about the Road Warriors having 60-minute time limits and the matches wouldn't go 3 minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, they let us know it's even though they never, ever, ever go past 30 minutes, it's a huge deal that they changed it to 30 minutes. So they definitely pick up the tempo because it's only a 30-minute time limit now instead of the normal 60. I don't know if we'll have enough time.
Titles. Or TV time remaining, of course. That's the other way they get out of it when they can't structure a television show. And that's it. We get to the fucking tag title match. I thought it was great. Obviously, they will have better ones down the line. There's, of course, the famous cage match, I want to say, from Slamboree 93. The whole deal. This was a great start to a feud, though. They really structured it well. The classic, baby faces out wrestle the heels every single fucking time. They get all pissed off. They start playing against the ref being one person and, turn behind.
Pillman tweaks his knee.
Yeah.
He's down for the count, kind of. Match got to stop. Psych.
Yep. A lot of that.
Pillman's a dick.
A lot of
so that's probably kind of the part of where the heels kind of get to come up and says, Pillman watching his Flair VHSs and faking a knee injury.
Yeah, for
sure. Jesse lets us know that Shane Douglas definitely went to Rush Limbaugh University.
Yeah,
and then Jim Ross is like, "Oh, Rush Limbaugh watches WCW," and Jesse's like, "Fuck that dude."
Yeah, fuck him. I fucking hate that motherfucker, which I love. This was great. I feel like nobody really fucked up. Shane being as good as he is here is impressive. I really think when you watch this WCW run, I think it should get you in the mindset of, man, Shane Douglas is pretty underrated all time. I think he really did have a pretty great career because the fact that he was the second for Steamboat and didn't miss a beat, even for 93, says a lot about how good of a wrestler he was and how good he got when he left and came back. Whatever he did in that time, which I don't know, but it did him a lot of good.
This match does have that annoying thing where Ricky is in the corner, basically distracting the ref for approximately 60 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
Because he wouldn't get out of the ring, which enables Steve to basically go up, take a piss, eat a hot dog, come back down, grab a belt, and hit Shane.
Yeah.
While Ricky's sitting there in a corner, saying, "I won't go through these ropes. I'm going to fight you over this for some stupid ass reason." So I hate that. But yeah, Austin clocks Douglas with the belt.
DQ.
Yeah.
Great
of course,
setup.
We can't have a pinfall win, right? Why would we have a pinfall win? That'd be
no. We don't know who's booking. We don't know who's running shit. We got to go back to our bread and butter, which is shit finishes that mean nothing and do anything for anyone. Another fucking recap of Vader winning the fucking belt. We then get an in-ring here with Jesse, which I always love Jesse and Vader and Harley in the ring, face to face. They always have good chemistry because he knows how to deal with all that. And they're in the middle of their fucking shit, and in comes Ron. Again, stupid WCW baby faces. "I want my rematch, motherfucker." And Vader's like, "Nah, I'm good actually on all that." And then Ron just starts whipping Harley's ass. Oh, okay. It's like the old school, "Oh, you're not going to fight me? Well, how about I fight your guy? How about I fight your buddy?" And that's what this is. And Vader just takes the bait and just rushes him, gets his ass beat at first, but we all know the deal here. We got to get Vader over. And he comically does the shoulder breaker on the floor, 3 times in a row. Just so you know, Ron's not going to come out for the cage match. Okay. He's fucking out.
He's dead. Ron died and went back to his own planet.
He was the world champion. Now we don't have to fuck with him anymore.
Basically, now we have Dustin and Sting.
Yeah. And that's it against 3 guys.
That's it.
Orndorff, Vader, and Barry. I liked it. I don't know that it needed to be in a cage, personally. I don't know that they used that stipulation for much other than for the end, which I guess I see maybe that's why. But other than that, you sell this Thundercage, and it wasn't a Thundercage thing. It was just kind of shitty. It didn't really do
There wasn't
it.
a lot thundery about it, huh?
No.
I got annoyed with Jesse in this match because it does that thing that we've said we hate. It's a street fight. It's no disqualification. Yeah. And we have to follow tag team rules.
I hate it.
Hate it. And I wish Jesse had... I'm mad Jesse didn't call that shit out.
Yeah.
Because Jesse's the kind of guy that normally go, does that make sense? So I'm just mad Jesse didn't call that out. But yeah, it's so fucking stupid. No disqualification, but you must tag. If I'm the heels that are 3-on-2, I'd be like, "Fuck you, ref. What are you gonna do? Not disqualify me?"
You like go fuck
Um,
yourself.
but yeah, so basically it's 3-on-2 the whole match. Face is gonna get their asses beat, and then Cactus starts coming down the ring. He's coming to save the day. Crowd's behind him. I mean, it's interesting. It does feel like the crowd's behind Cactus, um, but they haven't given us a lot to. He's been dealing with Tony Atlas and Barbarian, and
Yeah.
so it's very interesting to see how much the crowd is sold on Cactus Jack with the shit he's been stewing in for too long.
I think that it really does speak to like his talent. I think it's just that thing like with Darby and with like guys even into the modern day that just it doesn't really matter. Like they're just likable to you or they're not.
I think they're likable, and they put their body on the line, and you
Yeah.
just first you respect it, and then you like it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It's and I think with Cactus, we've just seen him do so much for maybe a year and a half, 2 years now,
Yeah.
and so we've seen it put his body on the line, and it's just that respectful thing of yeah, bro, like we're behind you.
Yeah, and I mean that's exactly how this is structured. He comes in, he fucking has the bolt cutters, he beats the fuck out of fucking everybody. Uh, and then the finish is just like less brutal for some reason. He like does this kind of like whatever second rope like axe handle to the back of, or I guess the story was the back of the neck, which everyone knew he was bad with. So he beats Orndorff, big win. And then there's like a great moment after where he's out of the cage and you see Jesse and JR talking and he's just like up on the cage like shaking the fuck out of this thing.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at the message the show is leaving, the last message we have coming out of the show is Jesse and Jim talking to Cactus, and the Cactus climbing halfway up the cage on the outside, and the crowd going fucking wild for him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how you, and so you exit the show, and you're like, I mean, it's one of those things that kind of feels like a new era. I mean, it does actually feel like a new era because it's like Cactus's face, and the crowd is just when you finally get the heel, and you love them, and they give you that reason to applaud them. Like we're
Yeah.
so fucking ready for that, and that's what Cactus is getting. It's so damn cool to see.
Yeah, it's weird that like we're getting into the territory of stuff I never have seen really, unless it's like pieces. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's funny to see that even though they really didn't do a good job of turning him babyface, he's just so organic, and that even back then in '93, years before he wins the world title in the WWF, he has that quality. And it's like, oh, well, no wonder the cream rose to the top with this guy. It was always there, and the fans always knew it was there. Um, yeah, it feels like a good time in WCW right now.
But yeah, so we end there. It feels, uh, it feels like a change. Like I said, I mean, just the Cactus thing there. We got Vader as the heavy. Sting, we're pushing as the face again. Jesus Christ, Sting's like back must be so sore from carrying this company.
Oh my God,
Um,
really?
it's popping out for dude, you're the only face we can trust.
I mean, yeah.
Oh wait, a Sting. We need you to carry a load until Eric's up to speed.
Yeah,
Eric Watts.
yeah, exactly. Not Eric B. They didn't have any faith in that motherfucker. Clearly, why would you? Like, look at how many fucking bosses we've had just in like the calendar year of '92. Like, I mean, so there you go. But that was the clash. I feel like one of the most rushed clashes like we can remember, right? Like this was just such a shoehorned fucking thing.
Well, we commented last time like, oh, only 3 weeks of TV.
Yeah.
And so you did get back to it fast, and we couldn't find all the TV necessarily. So, yeah, kind of back here, and then I mean, the next show is February 21st, so a month away there.
Yeah.
To kind of, kind of clear the slate, I guess, and start off on the Bischoff era. But I mean, the card looks pretty
It
dope
looks
looking at it.
great. Obviously, our opener leaves a lot to be desired. Hollywood Blondes against Eric Watts and Bagwell, of course. We got to throw the two fucking pick-me motherfuckers together as a tag team.
I'm looking at this on Wikipedia and seeing the length of time for this match. I'm offended.
Oh, God, yeah. This is like, when I see this fucking card and I remember, I've watched it before, you know, but like, I don't remember enjoying a lot of this because of the times, because I remember this one being just unbearable.
Next match, Too Cold and Benoit.
Oh,
Sounds fucking
incredible.
dope. Goes 20 minutes.
Yes.
So that's pretty awesome. Match 3.
This is crazy. A big
is Davey
debut.
Boy Smith
Yes.
versus Bill Irwin.
Yeah.
What?
And
what? This is 3 weeks. This is a month away. What?
Yes. It's weird. Yeah, we are entering the Davey Boy Smith WCW era, which is not long. Very Jake Roberts in that way. We all know why. Interesting. And hey, you know what? An angle is actually going to get a payoff. We have a fucking Falls Count Anywhere match next. Cactus Jack and Paul Orndorff. Holy shit. We actually like did an angle going into a pay-per-view.
I have to say, before we started this pod, if you asked me, hey, did Cactus Jack and Paul Orndorff ever have a feud? I would not have answered yes.
Right. Me either. I wouldn't have known. We have a fucking crazy one. We got the Rock and Roll Express against the Heavenly Bodies. This was basically the Smoky Mountain Wrestling produce match, and incredible. I know I've seen this match. I remember really enjoying it. Of course, it's WCW though, so there will be a fuck finish. And then we have, and spoilers, folks. Sorry, we're just going to let you know right away, like you didn't know how fucking predictable WCW booking was to begin with. WCW United States Championship match. Dustin Rhodes, the champion. He does beat Steamer. Unbelievable. I know you're shocked by that next Saturday night coming up. And he goes against Max Payne, who is another new piece to WCW. And somebody that when I got into WCW, I was obsessed with as a child. Just going to throw it out there.
Okay, I will not badmouth Max Payne then. I will badmouth that he gets a U.S. title match within a month of showing up in the company.
Yeah.
Fun game. How many episodes of a TV show will he have been on before getting a title match? I go with 1.
Has to be. Yeah.
Couldn't be on like 2 Saturday nights. I'm gonna say very last Saturday night he shows up and he has a U.S. title match because that's how titles work here.
I think they looked around and went, "Fuck, Dustin doesn't have a title match for the pay-per-view. Oh, let's throw him with a big guy that's green."
What's wrong with fucking Benoit?
Fuck, are you kidding? That would have been the best,
right?
Yeah.
Dude, I saw the dude win a fucking match at Clash at least. I saw this guy win a match recently on an event. So give him versus Dustin. Bring that shit, bro.
And then we get into some peak like fantasy booker fucking material here. NWA World Heavyweight title match. Muta defending against Barry Windham. Holy shit. I'll watch that. I'll watch that all day. Goes 24 minutes. That one I'm very excited about. And then, of course, the main event. Non-title, which again, one of my biggest pet peeves in wrestling, the non-title match with a fucking wrestler in it, especially if it's a main event or a champion in it, of a fucking pay-per-view. Vader against Sting in the White Castle of Fear strap match. No, it is not a cage match like a castle would tell you. And folks, the main event is not the match even. It's a great match, to be fair. It's the vignette video that they make for the match, complete with Sting in a helicopter going into the mountains into Vader's lair. That's where we're at, folks. It is going to be incredible. Okay.
I've only just recovered from spin the wheel, make the deal.
Dude, it is 80.
I don't know if I can.
I think it's worse. I think it's way, way fucking worse. So
yeah, I mean, I'm gonna pre-call out this first Eric B pay-per-view.
Yeah.
3 matches go 20 minutes.
Yep.
4 other matches go at least 10 minutes. Well, actually, saving 11 minutes. 4 other matches go past 11 minutes. That's fucking dope for like
Yeah.
what we've typically been seeing. Only, I mean, out of all the matches on the show, only one goes under 10.
Yep, and it's the Davey match, and we probably can figure out why. You know.
Yeah, so I mean, that's really cool to see coming up. Like, hopefully, some changes are on the horizon.
Yes, they definitely are one way or the other because, of course, as well, we are about to enter the steroid fucking trial. We also, important note here, Flair date returns as commentary for the NWA World Title match, which I thought was a great little like touch. Like, hey, he's not wrestling on the show, but he is going to do commentary. So I wonder if that was a neat little fuck you Vince, because I love any fuck you Vinces that I can find. So that is that. As usual, Jim is the JIMDB everywhere. Smartest screen name in history. I'm an idiot. I don't have it like that. Troubles Rest everywhere but Twitter, from Crockett Pod there. Yeah, I have my interview with Darian Binkston is out now, the one of the big stars of the new produce promotion that has everyone talking, good or bad, but that is fucking pro wrestling, of course. I have an article coming up on Voices of Wrestling about Blood and Honey, the death match promotion in Atlanta that Nathan Mowry does. Yeah, I'm doing weird shit right now. I'm trying to think of anything else I have going. Ilya Bloom interview coming out Sunday night. The WXW Unified World Wrestling Champion agreed to talk to me. I don't know why, but he did. And it was a great conversation. So, and we're just going to keep rolling them out. I'm going to keep fucking sending DMs to people. Hey, I'm a fucking asshole, but I promise I won't be boring. And you can talk about, stupid shit that you like in the wrestling business. So, anything else that you got going on over there, Jim?
While you were celebrating this 250-year bullshit of America, don't forget that this country was founded on racism and oppression of the non-white people. Basically, I'm trying to do the Dazed and Confused speech that the teacher does in her head, but I haven't watched it recently enough to be able to do that. But go watch Dazed and Confused, because it's like 50 years later. Same idea. Whatever that teacher said, yeah, I'm that.
We're that, brother. So until next time, have a good one. We'll see you on the other side.